Episode 12, Milk. Nagzz stormed through the desert, his every step turning the sand to glass as his molding grew in power. Before long, he left the desert sands behind him, approaching the peaks of the Great Origin Ridge that could be seen rising above the horizon. Having left a wake of destruction behind him, many brave individuals stepped in his way, only for Nagzz to yell, "8 hours!" evaporating the poor souls that stood before him. Even the animals and innocents that stumbled into his way felt the immense wrath of Darth Malder. As he reached the foothills of the humongous mountains of the Great Origin Ridge, Nagzz was confronted by an army of bolding monks. Every one of them held a clipper at the ready, vibrating with their own power. Before they had a chance to shout orders, Nagzz used his left hand, throwing out a wide-range hairhold, evaporating about a third of the army before him. The others braced their clippers in front of them, only just blocking the attack. With his right hand, Nagzz summoned his plastic rings onto his fingers. As he showed them off to the army, laser beams shot out at them, decimating the remaining rings. "What did you say about those rings?" "Plastic rings, was it?" Nagzz glared at the author, his eyes emitting a red light. "Whoa, wait, Nagzz. I'm just describing the situation. I can only speak the truth." Nagzz used to hold the author, taking his time to slowly squeeze. "Nagzz, stop. If I can't tell the rest of the story, you'll be stuck in limbo. Please." "Fine, you're safe for now, but things better be easier for me." Okay, I'll do my best." Nagzz released his hold and walked on. Ignoring a small village, he walked toward the ocean. Just by the beach, Nagzz barely made out a small farmstead. However, as he approached, he noticed a familiar face stepping out in front of his path.
"Nagzz, this needs to stop,"
Shy Lily ordered. "Out of my way, Lily. This doesn't concern you."
"With how angry my friend is? I disagree, Nagzz."
"This place has pushed me too far, Lily. Ever since I got here, it's been joke after joke at my expense, and every single event has forced me to embarrass myself or has ended badly. You know, Mooney threw me halfway across this damn place."
"Listen, Nagzz. That sucks and all, but you need to accept the balding. Otherwise, you will destroy everything and live an awful life."
"What?"
"Look, I have accepted it."
Lily took off her beautiful hair, revealing a very shiny egg-like head. "Shut up, fish. You can place that right back on with no problems."
"Fish? Alright, Mr. Heroic Egg."
Lily clapped back. "Heroic? Alright, Miss needs a babysitter." Lily gasped, deeply offended.
Like you want to talk, Nagzz. You need a babysitter too?
"Yeah? Well, at least mine's my girlfriend."
That's it. I was going to help you, Nagzz, but no. You're no more. This is war. Womp womp.
Taking the initiative, Nagzz used a hair hold on Lily.
Nice try. Womp womp.
Lily smirked. Walking towards Nagzz, she tore up hair regrowth ads, causing Nagzz to wince in pain. Trying a new tactic, Nagzz threw fake hair at her, which she simply batted away. Fighting back, she started naming the numerous scientific studies that prove bald men are sexy, but before they could convince him, Nagzz shook it off, reminding himself that his head could be a slightly abnormal shape. With only one more trick left, Nagzz used his real rings to shoot lasers at her. She simply bent forward, using her bald head to reflect the lasers back at him. Both realizing that their molding powers wouldn't settle this fight, they began to move. Lily retreated back towards the ocean as Nagzz charged her. Nagzz came within striking distance. Lily stopped, turning to his side, forcing Nagzz to miss his first strike. A second later, they were slapping each other with both arms, whilst leaning their faces as far away as their inflexible bodies could manage.
Stop it!
"No, you stop it!"
"Oh, hey, Nagzz. Shy Lily."
A Giga Chad voice spoke, ending their spat. "Gurg?"
Yo.
He replied, taking a gulp of milk from his glass. Is that milk? Nagzz asked, amazed.
Huh? Yeah, you want some? There's a whole jug over here.
Gurg replied, gesturing to the table he was sitting at. Yeah. Nagzz took a seat at the table as Gurg poured him a glass. Taking the glass from Gurg, a tear rolled out of his eyes. Goal achieved. A Nagnose appeared behind Nagzz, sniffing him back into the real world. Moments later, Frikey, having sprinted from the fading forest all the way to the farm with a cup of coffee in her hand, stopped at the table panting.
Huh? Nagzz? Oh, fuck!
The end. Written and narrated by Sumgro. I'd like to extend another huge thank you to my voice actors of this episode. Gurg, who played himself. Shylily, who was played by Ray. And given that this is the very last episode of this insane journey, I'll just go over and re-thank every single last one of my voice actors who have spent their time and their talent and their energy to contribute to this shit show. So, Reldith, who played Chibi's real voice in episode 5. Ray, who played Cedar in episode 5 and 6. She also played Chibi's female voice in episode 5, and Shylily on episode 12. Slurm, who played a perverted donut in episode 6. AWSM, who played Yobs and the episode 11 extras in episode 6 and 11. Pikachu 9002, who played Ko in episodes 7 and 8. Only Human, who played SRZ in episode 7. The Proctophile, who played Balloon in episode 7. Just Zenom, who played Preston in episode 7. Nero, who played Nero himself in episode 7. Cranky, who also played himself in episode 7. Shrilly, who played himself in both episode 7 and 8. Yami Angelo, who played himself in episode 7 and 8. Pacmax 42, who played Onibro in episode 9. Super Saiyan 90, who played the Oni mobs in episode 9. Nelly, who played Onigiri in episode 9. Rosie, who played Haruka in episode 10. Frikey, who played herself in episode 10, and the final line in episode 12. Barracuda, who played himself in episode 11. Yami 7 Ways, who played himself in episode 11. And yeah, of course, Gurg, who played Gurg in episode 12. I'll say a few words here as an author's note. So, Nagzz, you probably think that I wrote this for you. If so, your ego is getting bigger, as clearly, with the amount of jokes I made at your expense, this was for chat. Having said that, I'd like to thank everyone who took the time to watch this. Writing is one of those hobbies which is difficult to get others excited about, especially in the pure writing form, which is one of the reasons why I read the story in these videos. Yes, not just because Nagzz can't read. I see writing as a lonely hobby, as it requires effort on the side of your reader, more effort than like looking at a painting, or listening to music, or watching a video, which makes it difficult to get people to read your work. Not having people to share accomplishments with is hard, which is why I'm eternally grateful for this community for taking the time to watch and or read the fanfic, and for the many people that allowed me to use their characters in it. So on that note, I'll just thank everyone who let me use their likeness or their characters within this story. So, thank you Hex, Luffy216, Rasfinus, Chibidoki, Pervert Donuts, SRZ, Balloon, Preston, Nero, Cranky, Coefficient, Shwilly, Yami Angelo, Onigiri, Haruka, Frikey, Barracuda now, Yummy Seven Ways, Moody, Gurge, and of course yourself, Nagzz. Now that bit's over, here's some bits in the story that I didn't make absolutely obvious, but hinted at. Things with this community that I wanted to get into the story, to really say it is part of this community, to make it a community story, you know what I mean? So, I'll start in chronological order. The Schnozzians, at the very beginning, represent the OG chatters. People who, like me, have been in the community for a number of actual years. The status board, which you no doubt noticed, was abandoned only after a few chapters. This is just me taking piss out of all the isekai trash there is out at the moment. And the map, yes, it's a Nagzz. All the place names are jokes. For example, the fading forest is Nagzz's fading hairline. The patchy forest is his patchy beard. Ep12 Island is Toupee Island. The deaf mountains are his ears. Ruof. Funny thing is, I change these things around, but I don't even know how to pronounce them myself. Ruof Day Desert is Forehead Desert. The Great Barren Expanse, which is, barren. I mean, just look at Nagzz. Anyway, and of course, the Great Origin Ridge is his nose. The Thinkers are brain cells, which is why Tambo is going around killing them with all the nonsense they get up with. Now, there was also one thing which I actually missed out on with this story, because I partially forgot, I'll be honest, what I was planning on doing with it. But I didn't actually get the mods in, and of course the mods are an integral part of this community. So, if I do decide to continue the story, I'll probably do a one-off with the mods within it. But otherwise, I don't think I shall. Now then, that's all done. So this point you can disappear, Nagzz, because this is just me shouting out my own shit. It's time for me to sell myself. So for those who are interested in my writing, I have actually got a book out called Sparks and Bullets under the same name of Suncrow. You can pick it up on Amazon for the cheapest I could make it. So yeah, if you want to do it, it's a bit more of a serious story, a little less jokey. Yeah, I think it's good. Let's just put it that way. Maybe this is a terrible way of selling it, but there you go. I've also, if you look on my YouTube, you'll find that I am a drummer. So if you love music, you love drumming, then please do check out some of my drum covers. Not amazing, but again, this is one of the things that I have fun. And finally, I guess, if anybody in the community wants to write something or wants any sort of advice on writing, then I'm around quite often. Just ping me in the Discord or send me a message or something, and I'll give you whatever advice I can, however bad that may be. So yeah, see you later, and thanks for watching.